What's going on, everybody? My name is Steven. You guys are watching the Fowler Air Gun channel. Look, it's a really nice Saturday. It's been terrible weather up here in the Blue Ridge Mountains for actually the past couple of weeks. But all excuses aside, we are back at doing some filming today, shooting a little bit out in the range. We're just going to be doing some plinking today with a platform that some of you may be familiar with if you follow the channel. This is my 177 caliber PCP converted Webley Nemesis pistol. So this originally started out as this platform here, minus everything from this end and back. So it was just a pistol that comes from Webley. It's a bolt action. It has this little side cocking lever here. CO2 pistol. And you used to be able to, right here, take this little end cap off the end of the pistol, drop your CO2 capsule in there, screw it down, put your magazine in, and this is a really cool tandem dual indexing magazine, so you fill up both sides. When one side is full, you just take it out and switch it over to the other. 177 caliber, guys. Obviously this thing has been PCP converted, so it's a whole lot better in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I really like the Webley Nemesis pistol as just a platform itself, and they're getting really difficult to find out there, so if you can find one, I suggest picking it up. There's a lot of other platforms that are similar to it, but because of it's this all really slim, it's a very slim pistol here. It's all polymer. It's got a tiny bit of steel from parts inside of it, but aside from that, it's just a really very ergonomic pistol to start. Now I've converted this over to like a little carbine, so to speak. I've made this little buttstock here, and this looks different. I know a lot of you have seen this in the past, and this looks entirely different in some aspects because the buttstock on the end I've completely changed. I've braced it and made it much more durable. I put an actual little rubber butt pad on the end here to add a tiny bit of length of pull because I was just tucked in a little bit too much. So I gave myself a little bit of length of pull there. Also added a really nice brace. And I also threaded the end of this barrel. So now I have my Donnie FL. This is my Tonto on here. And it makes it really quiet. Now we're going to be shooting some 7.9 grain Crossman Premier hollow point pellets. We're going to go on the real cheap end today, not because I don't have good pellets, but because these actually shoot fairly decent out of this pistol. We're going to be shooting all the way out to 40 yards just to start. Well, it's like 39. I call it 40. So we're at like 39 yards there, and then I even have two balloons set up at 55 yards. I know we'll have absolutely no problem taking those out because I've got them expanded to probably like 10.5, 11 inches or so, so they're about this big out there on the tree. And you'll be able to see when I get you all zoomed in up on it. But yeah, I'm going to load this magazine up. I'm going to be shooting at 2,000 psi. I'm not sure the velocities at where these are shooting with this pellet. I think if I'm correct, these are going to be at like 750, maybe 760, somewhere in that area, but they're definitely 700 plus feet per second. Also, this is a 10-inch barrel, so we got 10-inch barrel accuracy today. I do got a little compact scope on here. I can't remember what brand this is. I think it's just like an old NC Star brand or something, like a 4 by, I don't know, 28 optic here. So real small, but really compact. I like it a lot on the pistol because it just keeps everything really small and light. And this thing, I mean, it can't be anything more than, you know, maybe 3 pounds, somewhere in that area. It's incredibly light. Anyways, I'm going to shut up about talking about it too much. We're going to go ahead and get the magazine loaded up. I am aired up, so we're ready to go with that. I'm going to get you guys recorded on this GoPro here so you can see me shooting firsthand. I'm going to get you zoomed up out there downrange. I have a couple different objects. I'll go ahead and show you real quick. So I'm not sure if you can really see all of it down there, but what I have is I have a couple lines, a couple of sticks of chalk sitting on top out there that we'll take a shot at, and those are really narrow targets. We're talking, you know, a 1 inch target, 1 inch wide target by maybe like 3.5 inches tall. I also have all of the hard targets downrange down there. I got a little bit of steel and a little bit of aluminum hard targets, and I have us a couple of silhouettes painted on out there. You can probably see where, like on the white coyote out there, I have a crow stencil. I've made a stencil for a crow and a little stencil for a mouse that are pretty close in size. The crow is a bit smaller than, you know, your average size crow, but you know, I do see crow that small. It's about the size of a really large blue jay. But yeah, we're going to take a shot at a couple of those silhouettes out there and see if we can't, you know, get as close as possible. I'm also going to get you zoomed in up out there with a different lens, and hopefully we'll be able to see. I'm going to print a group. I have a piece of that reactive target out there that you should be able to see me print a pretty good group on. So we're going to start with that. I'm just going to go straight out to 40 yards. We're going to go ahead and start printing us a little bit of a group. And then, yeah, we're going to just plink around and shoot some targets out there and have a little bit of fun. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get this magazine loaded up here. I'm going to get the camera rolling up downrange. And yeah, I mean, it's just a really nice Saturday. And fortunately, my parents have the kids, so kid-free for the time being, which, you know, if you're an adult, if you're a parent, you would understand the free time that you get is a very valuable time. And I've spent all day this morning, you know, with my wife, and she's now down there reading her book and relaxed up for the day, and so it's time for Daddy to get out and do some shooting here. Like I said, shooting .177 caliber here, 17 caliber, whatever you like to prefer to call it. And I'm not going to be real pellet picky here because, you know, also Crossman has gotten a little bit better with their producing their pellets. You don't get a whole lot of chewed up skirted pellets anymore from them. I'm also just going to be shooting this rested pretty much off of my hand. I am going to shoot on the bench right here and hopefully be able to actually hit something. So I'm going to get the camera rolling here, and like I said, we're clear to go now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt anyways to put this little group out there on that reactive piece of target paper I have down there, and hopefully you'll be able to get an idea of, you know, what kind of accuracy I'm getting here at 40 yards. And yeah, I'm just going to shut up and get right to it here. And I'm not exactly sure where my hold is, but I'm just going to go one line of hold right here and see what kind of drop we get. Wow, I'm not going to lie, that looked like we got dead center shot right there on that target, so I'm going to go with it. And this is a really fun custom piece here. I like it because it's just so small. I mean, it's as light as the pistol pretty much. I mean, it's got a little bit of extra weight, but with the stock and everything, I mean, it's just so well balanced and incredibly light. It's very quiet now with my moderator on the end here. And it's just one of my go-to pickup plinking go-to pickup plinker here, because I mean, you know, you just don't get much better in an air gun. It's PCP, so, you know, it's going to require a hand pump or a compressor, but, you know, it's better than having to worry about constantly throwing in some cartridge of CO2 or breaking the barrel down constantly to shoot. So I really just enjoy the platform a lot. Just going to make a little group out here. I think we got one more here. Alright, I think that's it. Oh, we might have one more. Alright. Yeah, that's it for the first side of the magazine, right? Yep. And the cool thing is you take it out and you just turn it around and you insert it back on the other side and you're ready to rock and roll with the other shots. This is a 14-shot magazine altogether, so you have 7 shots on one side, you flip it over, and you have your 7 shots on the other side. And it's really convenient. It's really fun. I'm getting right now with 2,000 psi on the end of the manometer there, with 14 shots taking me down to about 1,200 psi right in that range. But like I said, these things are, you know, zipping at, I think it starts, if I remember correctly, we're going to be starting somewhere at like 720 feet per second, climbing all the way up to like 700 and I think it's like 760, somewhere in that area, and then right back down. So it's pretty consistent with that spread. It's not regulated, so, you know, it's going to have that shot curve, which is why once you get past a certain distance with it, it's really not very accurate anymore. But because of the consumption of air that it does use so well, you know, shooting out to 40 yards is a piece of cake. I can still shoot out to 50 yards and make a fairly comfortable group. Then I'm just going to show you this group I just made here at 40 yards real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and shoot some reactive targets. Alright, here we go. So there's our 7-shot group. And you know, again, we had little flyers here. We're not shooting the best pellets in the world. I can get some nice expensive pellets out and we can really dial this thing in, but you know, most of those are going to be covering my thumb right here. I mean, if we were to exclude that one, you know, we're still keeping it like an inch and a half right here. Definitely an inch and a half at 40 yards to me is superb accuracy out of a 10-inch barrel. Now, like I said, we're going to go ahead and take a shot at somebody's chalk right here. And here's my little silhouettes I made. I think I did a pretty good job on these. We got crow and we got small mouse. And again, this is small mouse, and this is what we're going to be aiming for. I think he's about 1.25 inches tall by probably 3 inches wide. Got another one there. Got a 3-inch plate there. Got a 2-inch plate here. Got a, I think that's a 2.5-inch plate down there on the ground. And we're gonna maybe even shoot at the crow a little bit. We're just gonna shoot everything, have a little bit of fun. Another reason that I really like shooting this platform is because 177 caliber is gonna be just about as cheap as you can get with ammunition right now, with pellets, slugs, anything that you want to shoot just about. It's gotten really pricey out there with some of the ammo over the years that I've been shooting. I mean, I remember going and getting a tin of pellets at Walmart. These things would cost like $3, you know. This right here, it's like $6 or more. Actually, I think it's maybe even $8, so more than double the price. You talk about FX or JSB or any like really name brand pellets, and I've seen those things go from, I think I was purchasing them, they were like $15 pre like 2019 2018 type year, and now they're, I mean, I see them sometimes as high as $30 a tin. $20 and up averaging pretty much. So, you know, I really like the 177 caliber for just getting out and keeping my eyes sharp and my reflexes sharp and shooting and having any kind of fun. And plus, like I said, this thing is 750 foot-pound, or so, 750 feet per second. So we're still making, I believe that's 12 foot-pounds of energy, or even just over 12 foot-pounds of energy. So plenty of energy if I wanted to get out and, you know, even do some small game, small pesting or small game hunting. It'd be really ideal for squirrels, shooting squirrel, shooting chipmunks. I could probably take out rabbits at closer distance, like if I was shooting something like 25 yards and in, which, to be honest with you, I see a lot of rabbit at that distance, more than I do see them where I'm shooting them long range. So again, just 177 caliber is just really fun to sit around and plink out with. So I'm gonna get this camera rolling again, and we're gonna take a shot at a couple of these chalk out here and some of these hard target, and hopefully we'll be able to hit something out here. It's been a while since I've shot this out to 40 yards, so I feel confident that we'll be able to, you know, get on target. I did go and air this back up, and again, another thing that I really like about this pistol is that it has such a small air cylinder on it. I don't know the exact, you know, size and CC and what have you, but it's really small. So I do hook it up to my air tank and, you know, fill it up with air off of my bulk air tank in there, which, I mean, it just barely takes any air out of the tank, which is really nice because I could sit out, and I have gone through entire tins of pellets out here, 500 pellet tins, sitting here and just shooting all day long, shooting and shooting and shooting until you literally get bored. But anyways, all right, so I think we're about, let's see where I'm at with my drop out here, looking at my target. All right, so we're like, I have some hash marks or some holdover lines, whatever you like to call them, inside of the scope here. And it's a pretty simple reticle, and I got some small lines that expand out and go larger as they go bottom. I'm only right between the first and the second hash mark there, so, you know, it's really not a whole lot of drop. Like I said, 750 feet per second, or over 700 feet per second, up 750, 760, somewhere in that area. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot a little bit and see what we can't hit out there. Let's start with let's just go ahead and start with our small target out there. We got a little 2-inch plate out there on the left. That was no problem. I hit that absolutely no problem. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start on the left up here and kind of dance my way over to the right, so to speak, on these chalk. See if we can't hit any of them. Ooh! See, that's why I really like shooting the chalk too. I don't know if you noticed that. They're really cheap, so it's a fairly affordable target. You know, I go to Walmart and I see them in the clearance aisle, and I might pick up a pack that's like oh geez, I think it was like 10 sticks of chalk for $1. So, and I like them because they're reactive. You get that nice little puff of dust down there, and it's just really fun to me. Let's see if I can get the next one. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep it going. Oh yeah, I took that one out. That was a good hit on that one. Oh yeah, look at that. I am just on the money here. Ooh, I thought I was gonna miss that one. I got a little wobble there towards the end. Alright, so we got one more in the magazine here. 7 shots on one side, 7 on the other. Let's see, I got one that's kind of in front of the crow there. Oh yeah, no problem. And again, you gotta understand, pretty impressive because we're shooting at a stick of chalk, and that's literally about an inch. It may not even quite be an inch wide, so not to try to brag on myself or anything, you know. I'm a pretty good shot, but I'm also sitting on a bench. I understand that, but yeah, not an easy target for sure. All right, let's see what we got out here. I'm gonna go ahead and, well, we know that it's really accurate, right? I mean, we just know it's really accurate. We're seeing it here. I'm gonna go for the crow painted on our coyote out there. I'm gonna try to give him an eye. It's hard to tell where that one hit. I'm gonna try it again. Wow, so I think that first shot I took there, that must have been a flyer like crazy, because I don't even think that hit the target out there, but I definitely hit him that time. And it looks like I gave him an eye. We'll see how much of an eye I gave him when we get out there. Let's go for the little mouse out there above him on that. I think that's about like an 8-inch plate out there. Now again, this is a pretty realistic size mouse at 40 yards. Yeah, I think I got him. Let's move over to the little, what's this, a 3-inch plate? Okay, it looks like velocity's climbing now, so I might have to undercompensate for some hold here. Let's see what we got. Let's hit that other little mouse on that steel plate, the square, the rectangle, pardon me. Mosquitoes down here chewing on my leg. Okay, I think I got him a little bit high in the backside, but that's alright. That still constitutes as a hit. I got 2 more shots here, which is just about perfect. I'm going to tilt this camera up here, and I got these balloons, a piece of cake though. I can't brag too much on these shots here. So that's 55 yards out there, and I'm just going to go ahead and take these balloons out right here. Oh yeah, got that pop. Let's see. I mean, that's just a piece of cake. And I like shooting long range with this stuff because it's really funny to see your projectile as it's going down range. Once you get out past like 50 yards, you can kind of just get a good eye on it, you know, out there. So it's always enjoyable just to do that and see those pellets flying. Let's see where I'm at with air here. I'm actually about 1500 psi, pretty much right there on the manometer. So I guess I probably bumped it a little bit higher on filling it. I was probably right at maybe just a hair over 2000 psi. So I'm actually going to right now go ahead and load this thing up with just a couple more pellets, and I'm going to see if I can shoot a couple of those chalks that are laying down out there at 40 yards. So I was able to, I guess, probably pretty much whack them right in half out there. But now velocity should be, let's see, at 1500, it should be somewhere at like 730-ish feet per second, somewhere in that area, I believe. Now you can see just out there those chalks laying down. They're having a little rest, and they think they got away nice and easy, you know. But it's not going to be so easy for them. Sip of coffee here. I drink my coffee black. I always have for a long time. I used to do it with all the cream and sugar and stuff in there. You know, I wanted to say something about this. I've been meaning to bring this up in a lot of videos. I do that with a lot of my air guns, and I do believe that that really helps. Maybe not. Some people may not buy into this, but I depress my trigger here, and that completely frees up the hammer to be able to slide back and forth. And sometimes I like to just move it back and forth before I go ahead and let it lock into place. And the reason why I do that is because steel springs retain heat, and when you stress steel and you start adding a little bit of heat to it, you know, I think that it helps the steel. It doesn't cause deformation in the spring, I don't believe. I think that if anything, what it does is it allows the spring to release tension better. That's just my theory, and I think that it also helps to kind of free up if there's anything obstructing the slide, the hammer from sliding everything. You know, sometimes you'll get, you know, a little buildup of sometimes use some silicone grease and stuff in there, and sometimes it just helps to free that track up so that that hammer is more consistent and it just slides and strikes so much better. I'm gonna be quiet now. All right, let's go. Little chalk's laying down here. I'm gonna go all the way back to the far left here, and again, this is gonna be a little bit more difficult, but I'm gonna try for this one on the far left. Nope, I think that went right over the top of it, so I'm going to go a tiny bit, a little less hold over. Oh yeah, piece of cake. And see, I love that nice plume of white chalk there on that white stick, drifting off into the breeze there. Lets me know that I've hit my target. And these are things too that I like to do playing around. If I'm gonna go out, if I take a platform like this, and let's say I'm gonna go pesting on a farm, I'm gonna go shoot some birds or whatever it is I'm gonna go do, even around the house, shooting at some mice or some rats. You know, I like to do this kind of stuff. It always just verifies that I'm shooting where I'm supposed to be shooting, which is a big part of readiness as being, you know, anybody who does pesting or hunting. All right, let's see. We got a green chalk laying down next to it. See if we can get it. Ooh, that one went right over the top of it. I seen it too, just over the top. A little less hold. That one just, oh, actually, I think that one would have skirted right to the right of it there. But still pretty flat with it. Let's try it one more time. Oh yeah, I got it that time. Alright, let's see. We got another one in here. I didn't ever hit that. I didn't ever touch that little red plate on the ground down there. It's 2.5 inch. That's just too easy. Kind of wish I'd have stuck some more balloons out there. And I'll go ahead and touch that crow up on the top right. Oh, actually, I see that there is a stick of chalk standing up that I left. That is directly in front of that black crow that's up on the white square up on the far right. So let's see. I'm at the very, I gotta be at the very end of this fill here. Oh yeah, we're down at like 1,000 psi, so we're gonna be shooting a bit lower now. So I'm gonna keep some hold on it this time, just a tiny bit, and we're gonna go for it. Oh, I nicked it. I saw some dust come off of it. Do I got any more? Oh, that was it. I nicked it though, so that counts, right? Alright guys, that's it there. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I just wanted to get out again. Sun is setting now. It's the end of the day, but occasionally when that traffic's not flying down the highway, it's pretty quiet, it's pretty relaxing. This relaxes me more than anything. I just really like to get out and plink around, shoot at a couple targets, shoot at some annoying sparrows if they come flying through, if they dare. You know, just whatever is just all about the air gun hobby. I really enjoy the air guns, guys. I hope you like this video, guys. I'm just trying to keep you entertained here, keep myself entertained, like I say. It is difficult to get out here. I do all of my own filming, my own editing, my own everything. So any content I can bring to you is really just, it's a bonus to myself as much as it is, I hope, to you all, because, you know, I'm always plinking. I'm always shooting the air guns. I mean, pretty much every single day I'm shooting the air guns, but it is difficult to pull out a camera and find the time to do all this, but since I do have the time, I just want to share it all with you, and I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, as always, guys, do me a favor, please hit that thumbs up button so that more people can see. You know, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content. And as always, guys, I will see you on the next video.